watching Pucknology After Dark. Oh my.
Oh my. Now, did they deserve a point? Maybe. Did they get one? Yes. 7 out of 10 on a road trip? We will take it. Absolutely. Now, if Buffalo can just come back against Anaheim, that'd be great. Welcome to this edition of Pucknology After Dark. This is your only Shark-centric post-game show because Brody's got to do spring training in Arizona. I mean, come on. He's lounging and relaxing with, I'm sure a nice drink beside his neon sunglasses.
No, he
So,
probably watched Mondays and said, "I'm no way I'm coming on Wednesday."
that's true too. If you want to be part of the show, use the hashtag Pucknology After Dark to ask questions or comment about it. You can follow us on Twitter at Pucknology, at PuckGuy14, at AJ_Strong, at JAlexander46, at ChrisJWS. All right, we are set to go. Again, if you are new to the program, Sharks don't have a post-game call-in show. We try to supply that for you through the tweets. So use the hashtag Pucknology After Dark. Also, if you're on the YouTube page, there is a YouTube chat going. We usually take comments and questions from there throughout the show. So this is interactive. Make sure you join in and have fun with it. Also, make sure subscribe to the YouTube channel. Make sure we get that all set. And of course, go to pucknology.net for all your latest Sharks news and info. All right, got that out of the way. We'll begin the roll call by saying hello to AJ Strong.
What's up?
My fellow Notch Bro, Gentry Alexander.
Hello.
And Chris JWS.
Damn it, fire everyone yesterday. What the hell is this crap?
That's right. We only have 5 days until we can fire everybody. So before we fire everybody and talk about the trades, let's talk about this game. Not exactly the most greatest defensive-minded game, but they did a fairly good job staying on pace with the speedy game that the Avalanche played. AJ, good evening to you, sir. I will give you your initial thoughts to this 4-3 shootout loss to Colorado.
Not thrilled. Not thrilled. You mentioned it. Defense. First period was good. It was fast. A lot of chances both ways. I thought Jones looked good early. Slowed down in the second. Third, the overtime pissed me off royally. But as a couple things that I wanted to touch on in this game. First off, the high stick on Dylan just before the first goal is scored. I think Landeskog got it. But Dylan gets high sticked right in front, no call. Well, okay, that's the way it goes. Sharks with another bad PK performance. Again, would have liked to have seen Jones stop that third goal. I thought we would have had a good shot with there. And then just the multiple chances in OT that they just could not finish on. So I feel like the Sharks gave this one away, honestly. I think they could have had it. They should have had it. But, yeah, 7 for 10 points on the road, that's great. But I still feel like they should have had it. And, Chris, you might want to take the focus off of Eric because that's all people have seen now for, like, the last 10 minutes.
Nobody wants that. They'd rather see our beautiful mugs.
No, nobody wants to see this face. No, I make Mike Ricci look good. Gentry, good evening to you, sir. What did you think tonight?
I mean...
All right, that's good. No.
Oh, thanks. I thought that Pollock has a really awesome number. The fact that Spaulding kind of ended his scoring drought, he got off the schneid and got his first goal as a Shark, and that was nice. Yeah, those are the only really good positives that I could say about this game. Oh, but I will say that last goal from Ward was I like there was this thing that they were doing for that brief period of time. It was called effort. it was amazing. If the Sharks could just do that more often, then they could go really deep into the playoffs.
Oh, I think I remember that play. That's when Pavelski was cross-checked twice in the back with no call. Yeah, I remember that one.
Hmm.
But he still made something out of it. So
Yeah, he did.
All right, Chris. Good evening to you, sir. Your thoughts?
Initial thoughts, it wasn't a bad overall road game. I think they largely played a decent game, is the spotty defense at times. And Jones, while not terrible, could have probably helped them a little more than he did. Like maybe if he, lets in one less goal, that one where he's just following the other direction. I don't know what was going on there. But I can't complain too much. Like we've already pointed out, 7 out of 10 on the road. That I'll take it. And it wasn't wasn't a bad effort tonight. That's the main thing. Like that's when I start worrying, when they have a really bad loss. If they have a loss where it's close, they play pretty well, I'm not too worried. It's when they have the bad losses that make me start worrying. So it happens, and they move on. They got a point out of it.
Not a bad loss, just bad execution on defense tonight, really.
Yeah, I mean that's where the newness of the new guys come in. We talked about it. Smalling, first shift, first shot, goal. I mean, nobody could have predicted that. Oh, wait, I did. But
So you realize he matched Mike Brown's entire goal production for the year
that's right.
in one shift. 44 games, Mike Brown, 1 goal. 1 shift for him, 1 goal.
But
so
grit.
what?
Just saying.
But
Grit.
I'm just gonna say that Mike Brown will probably still get 7 minutes of ice time.
But Mike Brown deterred all the dirty hits last game, and you notice all the dirty hits tonight. Oh wait, there weren't any dirty hits tonight, were there?
That's something that's let's not get into that fucking reason.
Yes, I know, right?
What is it about Sharks defensemen getting lit up in St. Louis that just makes me want to just choke a puppy?
Yeah, let's not get into that yet. We talked about the last post game. We can probably retouch on that because there's more thoughts to be had around that.
We'll talk about that and the consequences following that a little bit. But
I just want to go back to the D for a second. Like, I thought Burns looked gassed.
Whoa! I thought this was a fammy show. Why are you trying to go back to the D?
Going back to the D.
We always go to the D.
We got to talk about the D. I thought Burns looked gassed, especially in OT. I thought Martin looked fine. I was kind of really disappointed in Vlasic and Braun tonight.
Yeah.
Dylan just coming back, having a new partner, I can kind of give them a little bit of a pass. But I expected more out of Vlasic and Braun tonight, and it was just a real speed game tonight. So yeah, maybe it was good that they actually hung in with these youngsters in Colorado.
I mean, Vlasic and Braun, looking at that pairing, they got a lot of the hard matchups all night. I mean, they spent a lot of time in the ice with the Duchesne and those kind of guys. So I can understand why they'd have a bad game. I mean, if they're playing in a playoff series, I expect more. It's going to happen. And, I mean, we saw that one where Braun got just blown by. It wasn't Duchesne. Who was it? That was
Landeskog.
Yeah, I mean, like, that's...
He got blown by a player that I had to check my watch before we go on because I wasn't sure if Landeskog was still coming at Jones in the shootout.
So wait, you're saying the D got blown by a player?
Wow!
After dark?
They slipped it 5-hole.
Tonight playing the part of AJ Strong will be Chris JWS.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, my. I mean, yeah, the defense didn't look exactly great. It wasn't the greatest thing. You give them kudos for getting the tying goal, and guys, I'm gonna say this: it's amazing what happens when you put a guy in front of the net that could bother the goaltender and pick up juicy rebounds. I'm just saying, but
that's crazy talk.
I
Go to-
know, but
Go elsewhere. Go to Stanley Cup champions, Blackhawks with your kind of talk like that. This is the Sharks. We don't have net front presence.
Yeah. Meanwhile, in the chat, Slushy Jakes gets his first 5 minutes of the night.
Oh god.
Oh boy. But
You guys seen Stat Center? Brent Burns could be the seventh D-man since 09-10 to get 20 and could score most by a D-man since 93-94. On pace.
and who was
Wow.
that? Was that Leach? I know Ozolinsh had a great year that year, goal scoring
I
wise.
think Ozolinsh had 25.
I think it was something like that. Or
It was 25, I think.
Yeah, but yeah, I mean that's craziness. But that also shows you when you talk about secondary scoring, we're not just talking about the third and fourth lines. You also have defense contributing. Uh,
No, but we
it's
need
good
Burns
to
as a
see.
forward. Damn it! Come on.
Oh no!
I was waiting
no,
for
no.
somebody to
Let's not
start
that
that
again.
shit again.
No.
I've tended to prefer the idea of Brent Burns as forward, but I would say his point production this season is actually it's better than it was in that season he had at forward, which his season as a forward was really good, but
Mm-hmm.
he's able to play more minutes, so and we haven't seen the Brent Burns slide in probably since December. I don't remember seeing it
Been
since.
some time.
Maybe they finally got that out of his system, because I'm not remembering nearly as many plays in the last 2 months with the atrocious defense and the slides and the leaving guys. I mean, maybe once or twice, but it's been better. Maybe they've finally gotten through to him a bit, because the defense has been better since it was the beginning of the season. The beginning of the season, even when they were winning, that defense was really suspect. So.
Yeah.
No, it's
I
funny
hear
you say that because there's been a couple times where there's been a play coming down and I'm just expecting Burns to drop. So
I expect that
Go
tonight.
there
There
for
was a
2-on-1,
there's a play tonight,
yeah.
yeah. There's a play tonight where it's like, wait, Burns didn't go down? Like, everyone in the room was like, wait, he's not on his belly? What the heck? Hmm?
wow,
I
he didn't
like
go
it.
down on the D. What?
Ooh!
Wow. Wow.
Hey, Eric, just be glad we're not playing Mary F. Kill, okay?
Yeah, that went really well.
Oh god, what did I miss?
No,
Just go back and look at Monday's show, dude.
yeah.
Oh god.
Someone was drunk.
Let's just say they
Someone.
played F Mary Kill, and it was probably with people that we shouldn't have mentioned.
F. Mary Kill, Sharks Media Edition.
Yeah, so just don't.
God,
Anyways, the game is over in Anaheim. Anaheim beats Buffalo 1-0.
Was that 13-1-1 in their last 15?
Something like that, and
Wow.
it's absolutely ridiculous. So hopefully this is updated, and it has. All right, so Anaheim is still 2 points within the Kings with their 30th regulation overtime win. Sharks do pick up a point, so they go to 70 now with 29 rows. So now they're behind on the rows with Anaheim. But here's the interesting spot here. They are 10 points above Arizona now in the division race. Remember a few weeks ago we were talking about 2 through 6 is like only 8 points in between.
Not even that.
If that, yeah. Now, I mean, you have a 10-point lead on fourth place. In you're looking more. I mean, you're still beating the wild card teams, which, as you could see, is Nashville and Colorado. But remember, Colorado doesn't have that many games left, so Minnesota's in that stretch too. But guys, slowly but surely, with 23 games left, you're looking at a max of, let's see, if they were to go 23-0, you would be looking at 116 points. With Arizona having the most points, they would be 44, so 104. So the magic number is now at one. Or let's see.
Math with Eric.
35.
Yeah.
The magic number is 35 now.
Well,
So
I
basically,
have good news and I have bad
17
news.
wins and an overtime loss,
I have
basically.
good news and bad news. The bad news is no more games against Anaheim, so you can't try to do one of those 4-point swings. The good news is we have 5 games against Vancouver coming up.
Well, I mean, at this point, like, unless one of these teams slips up a lot, it's going to be the top 3 right now. Like, none of those guys are getting back in it unless the Sharks take a nosedive, or Anaheim takes a nosedive, or the Kings take a nosedive. Like, right now, they all have their spots, and it's theirs to lose. So, realistically, they're probably playing the Kings or the Ducks, because I'm guessing they don't get the first spot in the division.
No.
Well, I still just remember where everyone said LA was running away with the division, and now we're only what 4 points back from them.
Yep. Yeah, I think
So
right now it looks like the Ducks take it, I think.
honestly think it's up for grabs, and I think the Sharks. I mean, if you can just go the rest of the season without losing in regulation and just still continue on a tear, like just still playing solid hockey, you could, because the Kings are gonna, everyone's gonna be gunning for the Kings to spoil them. So why
Right.
not go for it?
I think they can. The main thing is Anaheim. It depends on how long they stay hot for, because right now they are scorching hot. Like the Sharks are hot, I would say, but Anaheim
Not as
is just
hot as Anaheim.
Anaheim is definitely the hottest team right now. And honestly,
Yeah.
it would actually be a good thing, in my opinion, if Anaheim stays hot, stays gunning the whole way, and takes the division, because I'm guessing. I mean, we've all seen the times the Sharks have gone on tears from January through April, and that does take a lot out of a team. So
See, I kind of want the Sharks. Now I'm kind of like going, you know what? That's the way it's going to play. I kind of want the Sharks to take the division just so in the first round, LA and Anaheim just beat the crap out of each other.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what I'm
why
kind of
not?
hoping
Yeah.
for.
That's true, but also note that with Anaheim that they're going to or I'm sorry, with LA right now they'd be projected to play Nashville, and I think Nashville will be a very interesting opponent for LA with Rene. Rene would probably have to steal the series uh, against the Kings for them to take it.
And Rene hasn't looked like he could steal anything in quite some time.
Except when he plays the Sabres.
yeah, I was gonna say, except against the Sharks, I don't think we want to
Yeah.
play Rene, because
Yeah.
he's like Jerome McGinley, shark freaking killer.
And speaking of which, another power play goal by Iginla tonight. Craziness on that for sure. PK looked like it was a little bit better, but
No.
but not by much. That's definitely a concern going deep into the later of the season and into the playoffs, because we've talked about how you can have a hot power play in the playoffs and it can do amazing things. Well, if you have a sluggish PK, you are going to be playing tedious hockey and try to be as disciplined as possible, and that's going to get you off your game as well.
Yeah, I mean, like I was thinking tonight, like, they should have called more penalties than they did. But if that goes both ways, I don't know if it actually really helps the Sharks, because their PK lately, they've been allowing way too many passes right through the slot. Just, I mean, that's the thing, is like I don't know what's going on with their PK right now, but it needs to get back there. I mean, like I mentioned before, without Zubris at one point, that was, you kind of see, like, with Zubris and without, much better with, but he's back, and now it's really fallen off. So I don't know what's going on with the PK.
Yeah, like Ian says, PK always looks good. Or you didn't mean Subban. Yeah, that's a very good point, Ian. Very good point.
Womp womp. And Slushy's begging not to be muted again.
Do we have the question, AJ? No.
No, I was just actually looking for the theme song. But you know what? I don't care right now.
Well, we don't do it right this moment. I think
No,
we still.
I was just curious.
Oh, if I actually had it? Oh, okay. If we get to it, we get to it.
Yeah, got it. All right. So one more time, we'll throw up the standings up. There are 10 points up on fourth place, Arizona. I mean, realistically, would home ice against Anaheim matter? Do you think
Honestly, against LA or Anaheim, it would
it would
help,
help?
but I don't think it really. I mean,
I don't think it means
they're,
that much, especially since the Sharks have been so great on the road this year.
yeah, and
No, I
they're
agree.
they're gonna be up against a big challenge either way. Like against either of those teams in the first round, it's gonna be tough sledding because those are LA. They're not looking good lately, but they got a good 5-year history of playing really good hockey and, well, owning the Sharks, unfortunately, especially in the playoffs. And then Anaheim, well, we know the history there. That's a very long history. And then
Well, it
there's
also
the
depends on
playoff history.
if Gabrick is going to be back anytime soon, and if the Kings make any moves before the trade deadline.
And the Sharks do.
Yeah, but I think the Sharks already made their moves with getting Pollock and Spalding, but the team that's looking more dangerous to make moves is Anaheim. They've got the cap space and they've got the prospects and they've got everything necessary to make a splash.
Absolutely.
And they've got Andrew Ladd who would fit into that system really well. So
Yeah, Lad, or even if they need to bolster up their defense, they can grab Ham Hughes from Vancouver. Um, to be honest, as we kind of transition over to trade deadline here, um, do you think the Sharks are done? I mean, I don't see them doing anything else right now.
I
Don't you?
think the salary cap kind of precludes them from doing anything else.
Well, I mean, they
Well,
can move stuff around if they really could, but I mean, be
Yeah.
really tight moves.
well, I think our only bargaining chip that we had was Wingles, and with him out for an undisclosed amount of time, that kind of handcuffed us. So,
yeah.
But I do think that well, I'm just going to say it wouldn't surprise me in the least if the goaltender versus Montreal on Monday was someone that wasn't named Jones or Stalock.
Yep. And on the trade front, I mean, if we're talking about what the Sharks need right now, I mean, I think they either make a blockbuster move, probably not happening, or they don't make a move at all because their biggest need right now is backup goaltender. But realistically, they acquire a legitimate backup goaltender. That backup goaltender plays what, maybe 4 or 5 games at the most the rest of the season. And if Jones goes out in a playoff series, they're hosed anyways. Like.
Yep.
At this point, there's not really that much value in trading for a backup goaltender, unless like they have designs on that goaltender being the future after Martin Jones, and I don't know. I don't think that happens. So I think they're probably done.
or do you maybe bring up somebody like Dell or Grosnick and give them a chance, after you move. I mean, you've got Grosnick is on an NHL contract next season, so you got to see what you have. Who's going to be backing up Jones? So
And Kerr's with the stat tweet of the night on the Sharks' 3 longest road trips of the season, a 6-gamer and 2 5-gamers. The Sharks won a combined 12-2-2. I don't know any team that's not gonna. I don't know any team that's not gonna take that on the road.
Yeah, exactly.
Not at all.
That's why,
Especially from the Pacific Division, having to fly all those miles.
And if they are going to go up against LA or Anaheim in the playoffs, which it looks like it, they've had more success in LA than they had in Anaheim. So,
And don't think Jones doesn't want to just to L.A.
oh yeah, it's kind of like that whole Kiprusoff, the reverse effect of Kiprusoff in '04. So it'll be interesting to see how that goes. But getting back to trade talk here, yeah, I can't see the Sharks doing anything else. I mean,
unless they get Marlowe to waive his no movement clause and they pull off a fucking blockbuster out of their ass, And sometimes I feel like Wilson has that move in him. It's just, does Marlowe want to, does Marlowe see where the team is heading and says, you know what, I want out? Or if he sees where this team is heading right now, it's like, we have a shot. So
yeah, I could see Marlowe or Thornton being moved after the season's over, but
Yeah.
for some reason I can't see it beforehand, just because they are on a good run. Even DW and Peter DeBoer were saying they've earned the right to win this here, and it just I can't see them making any big moves.
I see that.
Right.
I see Marlowe maybe getting moved at the draft to replenish some picks and maybe get a couple prospects here and there. I mean, I don't see this happening at the trade deadline. I think we made our move with getting Roman Polak and Nick Spaulding, and I think we're just gonna sit pat and and hope for the best. Because I think while we didn't see it pay dividends for us tonight, I think later on down the line when you can start kind of sitting guys out, and then you have DeMello as a seventh D man and Pollock Pollock and Dillon as your shutdown pair, as your physical pair. I think you can. I think that will later on, especially if we're going up against Anaheim or heavy hitting LA. I think that's going to help us out in the long run.
Well, there was an article that was posted earlier. I can't remember where I read it from, but that basically said, wouldn't this be the perfect time to trade Joe Thornton? Because
on Blades of Teal.
Okay, but just the fact that because he is having such a ridiculous season, he's having the season like a 28, 29-year-old guy coming into his prime. I mean, the dude is tearing it up right now. His value is never going to be any higher than what it is right now.
Well, it depends on who would want to take that deal.
For Thornton, I'm sure we could probably trade him. I mean, it's Marlowe. I think we'd have a hard time trading at his salary because Joe Thornton easily justifies his salary. Like, I'm a big number 12 fan, but right now he really ain't cutting it. Thornton, I tweeted this out a couple days ago, but he's on pace right now for his best season since 09-10, so since he was 30 years old, when he had like 85 points or something like that. So he's on pace for like 78 points. He had another assist tonight. He's been on fire. So I don't see a reason why we can't keep Thornton. Like, he's still a good piece of the team. He's still contributing a lot.
I think if you're gonna choose between Marlowe and Thornton, you keep Thornton.
Yeah.
And you can get some good value out of him. I know you can get more for Thornton because he's that elite playmaker that that could spark a team's power play, that can just spark a team in the locker room. But I think if you've got to move Marlowe.
Yeah, if they're moving either of them, it's probably going to be Marlowe, and they're probably not going to get a great deal on that. At least not the way, unless he suddenly starts setting the world on fire over the next 2 months between now and the end of the season. But
I think we'd be lucky if we got a couple of second-rounders for him.
Oh, no, dude. I'm sure we could get 2 second rounders. We got 2 second rounders for Douglas fucking Murray. I mean, let's keep this in mind. Like, Murray and Ryan Clough both fetched a pair of second rounders. So
yeah, but we've seen what desperate people do. There's this team that just coughed up 2 second rounders for a third pair defensive guy and like a utility forward. So,
well, okay. I was saying this on the chat the other night. Okay, Torres. It wasn't that we traded them Torres. They took Torres.
Yeah, I know.
So the draft picks are in part compensation to say, please take this salary off our hands. So
yeah, you don't even actually send the player. We'll just take the salary. You can keep the player actually.
So basically, we traded 2 second-round draft picks for them to take Torres and give us 2, a depth defenseman, depth forward. So
I know.
I don't think it was a great deal, but I don't think it's a bad deal. Although initial investments, or initial returns, we did get a goal right away. Although Daniel Winnick, I think, made a pretty good debut when we traded for him, and we remember what a shit show that trade was. So
true that. Hey, that's right.
Yeah, I'm really hoping that this deal doesn't look like another Gagliardi and Winnick deal for McGinn.
I don't think it'll be that bad. Plus, also, it was picks, so we're never gonna know what we could always say, oh, these picks turned into these players, but the draft is such a crapshoot. It's really hard to do that. Whereas in that case, we at least had.
And
with our scouting crew, we'd probably fuck up. So.
Yeah, there's not like the Sharks have this huge history of being shitty on using high round picks to draft defensemen, right?
Yeah, because if they turn those into two like elite defensemen, it's like, oh yeah, we totally would have drafted those guys had we not traded those picks.
Yeah.
Yep.
So,
Absolutely.
yeah, I feel that. Oh. It's that time, boys and girls. Your favorite time and mine. It's time for Slushy's Corner, where we answer two of the most inane and insane questions that he can ask. Are you ready?
Let's do this.
All right. Let's bring it up here.
Do we need a drum roll for this?
It couldn't hurt.
There you go.
All right. After the Sharks acquired Brian Campbell, he ended up as one of the best points-wise trade deadline pickups. How many points did he have as a Shark in 2008? Your answers are 14, 19, 17. We're going to go to you, Puck Guy, first. Is the answer 14, 19, or 17? That's right. How many points did Brian Campbell have when he ended up as a Shark?
Are we counting this with playoffs? I'm guessing no.
Are we counting? He didn't do anything in the playoffs.
Yeah, Slushy didn't indicate, but sure.
Okay, I'm going to go with 17.
All right. He's locked in with 17. Chris, we'll go to you next. Is the answer 14, 19, 17?
I'm going to go with 19.
Okay. And Gentry, finally to you. How many points did Brian Campbell have in the 2008 season? 14, 19, or 17?
I'm going to roll with it. I'm going to go 14.
Ooh,
14.
all
Oh, yeah, everybody took. And you know what? Everyone here is an ignorant slut, with the exception of Chris JWS. You are correct, sir. He, in fact, scored 19. And now...
He's still a douche, by the way.
That's right. Thanks
We-
for
We had the insane question, and now for the inane question. Are you ready? If Skip Bayless and Ray Ratto were sinking in quicksand, which one do you save? Now, I'm going to answer this one first and say it would be Skip Bayless just based on he'd be easier to save because he weighs half as much. That's what I would go with.
Oh, God.
Is there a third option where I can go and make myself a sandwich?
No, we use that on Monday, thank you.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Oh, God. Maybe we should slip the slushy part of these questions. I would like to have guests on the show, preferably one that we had a conversation about on Twitter. The lovely, the gorgeous, the highly hockey intellectual that is Andy Petrillo. But,
Yeah, you hear that, Slushy? Stop ruining our show, damn it.
Yeah. Knock it off. Seriously, bro.
That's my job.
Yeah,
I'm sorry. I blame you, Slushy, for us reading your questions on the air.
Yeah, no more inane questions.
Actually, 5-minute timeout for that.
Yep, 5-minute timeout. You're in the box. You're in the box.
41-game suspension.
Yep. All right. What about the fire sale in Vancouver? In fact, this is the thing that I was actually going back and forth with just for a scotch with Ian today is the fact that I can't remember the last time I've seen so many teams, whether it was Vancouver or obviously Toronto, but just straight up white flagging it. I mean, Vancouver putting it, signs on the doors today. Everything must go. The free fall that Montreal started off like 9-0, and they're in free fall. So I just I can't remember the last time I've seen so many teams at the deadline. Like usually you might see like a couple people kind of making some maneuvers to like maybe get a piece there. Vancouver's just like, no, we're out, man. Just take whatever you want and give us whatever you got.
Suck it, Vancouver.
I think the thing is that number one, we talked about this ad nauseum, how when they were still in it, how they had so many points and so little rows. They still have 19 rows on the year, and now they've slipped 12 points behind San Jose for the number 3 spot, 10 points behind Colorado, and they have 23 games left. I mean, they kind of already saw the writing on the wall, And like our friends at TSN 1040 have said, maybe they're a little bit jealous of how Toronto's decided to give up and start the rebuild process.
Well, I like what I heard. They were basically saying that anything that Mike Gillis touched, they're like, just get rid of it, man. just get rid of it. They replaced the toilets and the offices. I mean, just everything. If Mike Gillis touched it, just dump it, man. Junk it.
So like Toronto fire sale and then Vancouver fire sale. I mean, Canadians kind of suck at hockey, don't they?
Oh boy.
And let me just stare. Excuse me while I just stare at the Google chat for the next minute
And
while Ian goes angry Canadian.
The robot will have
Well,
his. I'm sure.
speaking of, fire sales in Vancouver and stuff like that, I heard an interesting rumor that the Sharks were in on Dan Hamhuis. So how would you feel about that?
Didn't we talk about that on Monday? I thought I had.
I don't know. I don't watch the episodes I'm not on.
Yeah, I think I had brought that up. You know what? Don't worry about it. I don't either. Yeah, we did talk about that, but the price is too high. He's too old. It's a clear rental, so we all know Wilson's history with rentals. I can't remember one that's panned out in the last 5 years. So
would Ulf Dahlin count as a rental?
Well, wasn't Torres basically a rental? I mean, that one worked out pretty well, at least with the rental part.
Yeah, we got
The
him
rental
for
part that worked out. It was the long-term part that didn't work out.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness! Wow. Ian is pissed.
I believe the words were "fuck you."
Everything.
Love you, Ian.
Fuck Cam Hughes. Jeez. Oh boy.
Okay. Okay. Final one.
Rocket says, "I really do like hummus, though."
Final this. If you're, this is the best time to do it since this is the only option for post game. You're about to hear the final question from Jake.
Oh.
And this is, I think this one could be perplexing. This is going to have each one of you a little having to think about it, I think. So.
Will it have me putting him on timeout again?
No. So you have to make a choice. If only one person can follow us and interact with us, is it Gen X or Chester Chivo? Oh, see? Now he's got you thinking.
You see, Slushy's is trying to divide and conquer, turn everyone against each other.
Right?
I see what you're up, you little bastard. You're on timeout again.
If you can only have one to interact with and follow and whatnot.
Who was the one who gave me the 7.5 rating?
Yeah.
I'm not sure about that one.
I don't know. One of those two gave me a 7.5, so I'm gonna go with that one because they were generous. So
Yes. There you go. Between the two, we couldn't because we love our fans in each and every special way.
Okay, Hillary Clinton, with your politically correct answer, jeez.
Dude, I love.
I
love the fact.
Wait, I'm
go
sorry.
ahead.
Let me just build a wall between Gen X and Chester Chivo, and then have Chester Chivo pay for it.
Make Pucknology great again.
Well, see, I like it. The whole thing is first off,
wait, we were great.
the best part is
Yeah?
is Gen X has deferred to Chester, making it very easy for the rest of us. But I do like Chris Edwards on the chat already hashtagging Team Chivo.
Oh boy.
It's a hard decision, but I mean, I don't know what Chester tastes in beer, but I know Gen X is terrible.
Oh, dude, Puck Guy just got lit up by Saint. He's like, wow, what a John Turturro answer that was.
Just remember who's John Turturro's BFF on this program.
We're introducing Pucknology 365 next week.
Hey now.
Yes.
You asked for it. We redefined it.
Yes.
We've redefined Pucknology for you.
All right. Cody is bringing it around. Okay, let's get it back to Sharks Talk instead of us jerking off about this shit. Going back to the D.
No idea. I am 12. It's all right. Yes, let's get back to it. So yeah, I think Vancouver is very jealous of what Toronto's doing. They tried to retool on the fly, and it didn't work. And
Well, the Vancouver is just the copycats of everybody because they tried to pull us and retool on the fly and they failed, and now they're trying to pull a Toronto too late into the game and they're failing miserably. So, in other words, if you work for Vancouver, you pretty much suck at life. So go away.
I blame John Shorthouse and its scores on the Canucks Radio Network.
When the fuck did Kermit the Frog start working for Canucks Radio Network?
Whenever John Shorthouse took over. Anywho. But yeah, talking about trade deadline, I seriously think the Sharks are done unless Doug Wilson gets a call saying, "Hey, remember how you did that trade with Boston a few years ago and shocked everybody? I got something else for you."
Well, has there been a trade so far that you were like blown away by, or anything that's like shocked you? And do you think that anything just something that's going to set the world on fire between now and Monday? Do you think there's going to be some blockbuster of a move, or do you think it's just going to be kind of little pieces, no huge name really moving anywhere?
Look at this season. It hasn't. We haven't seen many trades at all, right?
I'm
Ted?
honestly more surprised that some other team out there took Dion Phaneuf's contract.
I was going to say the moves between Ottawa and Toronto I thought were interesting.
Right?
Yeah, that trade, I was flabbergasted. I'm like, wait, so Ottawa is eating all of that salary, and I think Toronto was just like, yes, we finally got. It's like I think that was handcuffing them for a while, but I'm surprised somebody else took it, and it was to a division rival nonetheless.
In
So
your top rival, that would be like the Sharks trading with L.A. Which,
or Vancouver trading with Calgary. Oh wait, that just happened.
or Calgary trading with Edmonton, which I think has only happened like once before.
yeah, what the fuck was with that Calgary Vancouver trade? You give it like Vancouver gives up their top prospect for a guy who could potentially help them now, but they're nowhere near a playoff spot. So congratulations, Canucks. You can suck.
Yes, they can.
So-
They can suck very badly.
Question for you guys: when was the last time the Sharks had a February this good? Actually, because I don't remember.
They haven't.
I mean,
This is it.
I've been looking at it. I haven't looked at every single year prior to this, but they have 14 points in February. They have 3 games to go. They had 8 points all of last year in February, and this February hasn't been particularly home heavy. I mean, I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 4 or 5 home games. My eyes aren't good, but yeah, no, I think I count 4
It's just
home
4.
games.
Yeah, it's just 4.
Four out of like 14 games. So it's been road heavy, but I think they've locked in a winning February, which
But we'll remember
Not
though,
very common.
this has been the year of the road.
Yeah.
It's let's see what they do in March. Let's make sure March isn't now the kaboom month as it is.
Well,
Yeah.
I think they already had the kaboom month in December because I remember I was calling that February and December. Like
Yeah.
they had a pretty horrific December. It got better towards the end, but it was pretty bad. I remember they lost what was the first 5 games of December or something.
Yeah.
It was pretty brutal. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, no, 6. They lost
6.
their first 6 games of December.
You know,
So
we're on that road
it was, that was their bad month this year. And this year, I mean, they've all but locked in a winning record for February. So it's an improvement. It's
Well,
it's-
let me ask you this, guys. Do any big names leave the Tampa Bay area before Monday?
No.
Nope.
None of them?
None of them. I think, if anything, Stamkos will be moved at the draft, and so will Drouin. But I think, no, they're not going. I mean, they're still in playoff contention, so I don't see Stamkos leaving. And they finally just got healthy again, and they've got their full roster, so I don't see anybody going.
In fact, more than anything, I think I could see them try to add more pieces to make a more.
Well, they need a right-hand shooting defenseman, and they've got Druin as trade bait. So, you know,
Thought. I mean, if anything, Duran would be the guy to make a move, but I just don't see it happening.
well, maybe if there was a team in New York that had a right-hand shooting defenseman. Oh,
Let it go, bro. Let it go, dude.
No.
Laurel, give it up for Laurel on the spot with the topic that I can't believe we totally forgot about.
God
Dude.
damn it, AJ! What have I told you about talking about race on the show? Damn it!
Has nothing to do with race, dude. Montreal getting trolled with their 1 millionth
Oh gosh,
Twitter follower.
that
Oh.
I saw that as it was happening last night, and I was like, oh gosh.
Oh.
And it got so bad that Bar Down. I don't know if you guys follow Bar Down on Twitter, which is kind of like the TSN viral site. It got to the point where Bar Down actually tweeted out, not a video or anything, but if somebody has the contact info for the Montreal Canadiens,
I'm gonna give them a little
yeah,
shout.
So shout, and sure enough, I think like 20 minutes later, somebody came up and said, "Yeah, I contacted them."
So hold on a minute. We might want to actually explain what we're talking about here for those who.
And I'll let you do it
don't
because
know.
you can do it far more delicately than I ever could.
Okay, so basically, this thing we have called social media, it's been around roughly a decade, but giant corporations are still fucking up their handling of it using automated things. So the Montreal Canadiens had a little program of some sort monitoring their Twitter and was watching out for their 1 millionth follower, and it automatically tweeted out the follower's name and a little a personalized jersey picture, which is lovely, except for let me put this nicely. It was the Twitter account. Well, let's just say the internet decided to shit on the Canadians. It was death to. Well, I'll just substitute my own race in here. Crackers, except for there was a numeral substituted in there for a letter, so it didn't pick up on it.
Right.
So epic tech fail, because I know it's not that hard to filter things by matching. Yeah. You can match similar patterns to racial slurs, shall we say.
But the bottom line is, this happened to the New England Patriots like over a year ago. How do social media departments like not consider this, figure this out? I mean, really? Like, how did they not learn from that and say, yeah, the whole automated thing when we allow fans to do stuff, yeah, we're not going to do that anymore because, a group of idiots screwed it up. I mean, they could have spelled anything, whether it was a racist slam, whether it was a homophobic slam, no matter.
Or they could have created a penis shape with characters or something.
Yeah, no matter what they were going to do with it, it's just the fact that if you're going to do something like that, there needs to be a gatekeeper. You can't automate this, for the love of Christ.
Yeah, I mean, even if it's to have the technology text your social media manager and have him authorize the tweet and say, oh yeah, that looks good, before it automatically sends something out based on fan feedback. Because people like me, people out there who like to troll people, I never do that, but people who like to troll will...
I'm sorry, what was that?
I never like to troll, actually. I swear, I never have trolled a radio station. I haven't trolled anyone in my life. AJ knows what I'm talking about, but
I buy it. I think he's on the money.
It's just there are people out there who just, I don't know what the motivations of the person who did it were. They may or may not actually be racist, but they were at the very least, they were trying to make the Montreal Canadiens look stupid, and they succeeded.
No, I like the comments here. One guy Chris Edwards calling it an inside job, but of course our buddy Jack was saying SAP provided the halves of their filter software.
Yeah.
My favorite one.
SAP did.
Yeah, my favorite one that's not racist or sexist or homophobic was I just read it and it's cack sandwich.
Mm.
Oh
So
my god.
I admire the self-control of Gen X because we all have like our little Twitter DM convo going on, and he's in on that. And we were all talking about this afternoon, and he had the restraint to not drop that SAP blast. Like that had to take a lot of self-control, Gen X. I admire that because I know how much you hate SAP.
He must have been diluted on that Pacific Northwestern brew.
Yep, exactly.
So anyway, so anyway, we've covered the trade deadline. We've covered the show. So coming up, the Sharks come home. Buffalo, and for those of you who are unfamiliar, they love to put three guys on jumbo, so I look for that jumbo defense package from the Buffalo Sabres.
Oh, which is
The jumbo train.
Yeah, another, the jumbo bobsled team from Buffalo. Here's one that the Sharks should take handedly. This is one that I'm worried about potentially being a little bit of a trap game. I don't want them to come home and after 2 weeks on the road and okay, now we're going to get situated. We're back at home. Oh, it's Buffalo. We know those guys. And
Well, if they actually know Buffalo, they should know that the Sharks are always like, oh, we should beat these guys.
exactly.
And they tend to not beat these guys.
so hopefully we're not going to have any problems with them and the amazing Eichel. So
Eichel.
what an Eichel! What an Eichel! So what are you guys' feeling? You think we can pull this out? And then with this ridiculous February schedule, where on the road for 2 weeks, come home for a game, and then go right back out to place Vancouver, and then come home the next night to do back to back.
Montreal, and
Yeah.
then Thursday go back to Vancouver, only to play Vancouver
Again.
on
3 times in 8 days. I love you. You know, we were all bitching about
3 times in a week.
We were all bitching about this 3 months ago. Like the NHL schedulers, man, pull your heads out, man. How can you have a team go a calendar year without seeing each other? And then when you do schedule the games, there's 3 in a week's time, and out of the 5 games, 4 of them are on back-to-backs. Like, how do you pull this off? And now coming in and seeing everything that's happening up in Vancouver again with the Canucks, it's just kind of like, okay, good looking out, schedulers. Appreciate it.
Okay. They clearly just stumbled into something good here. It's just like Bill Gates and Microsoft stumbling into something good. That's for you, Gen X.
But Buffalo can have a trap. It can be a trap game, and you hope that they come home and they wake up early and don't get behind too early on this. So
Well, it also depends on will they start Staylock.
No, like I said, with Montreal or Vancouver, either one of those games, if they want to give Jones a breather, like I said, I think we're going to see Dell. Dude, you're getting a Dell.
Dude, take it back! Take it back!
We turned in our HPs and now we're getting Adele apparently.
We're getting a Dell. Hello.
Hello from the other side.
You beat me to that one, AJ. I was going to go right there. Damn it.
He can always say hello from the other side.
Of the border.
All right, so there's a few things we need to cover before we get off the air. First of which, since we are talking Vancouver right away, March 5th is the Sharks Tweet Up. The usual gathering of fans, as you can see partially with Gentry giving the finger guns there. March 5th is the Sharks Tweet Up. And so definitely be on the lookout for that. So make sure you get your tickets and come hang with everybody. Which leads me to this question. I think all 4 of us are going to be at that game. Who's going to be at the show? Who's going to do the show that night?
It'll probably be me because I'm probably not going to be able to make it. So
What?
we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
I'm still up in the air too. I'll probably be a game time decision.
So I mean, worst case, if you all go, and it's me by myself. I can do my best Damon Bruce impression. I will sit here solo and go over everything I've ever gotten right. Like it's like, hey, I got this right. Good job, Chris. I was right about the Coyotes falling back to Earth. Good job, Chris. See, I could just do that. It's very entertaining, right?
Makes for a hell of a show.
Yeah.
As long as you're not doing it while Tolbert and Ratto are on the air, because then,
Or what we could do is this, guys. We can hand it over to Gen X, Chester Chivo, and Ian.
I so vote for that.
I think that would boost our ratings.
Wait,
we all
versus the graphic designer versus the Microsoft Flash.
Actually, no, because if we put those guys on the show, then we lose our viewership.
No, dude. If we put that's kind of jacked up. But no, here's the problem. If we allowed Gen X and Chester Chivo to host with Ian or whatever or Chris, the thing is, now that they have like a week or so to prepare, the graphic bar was just like set all the way. Not to say that Puck Guy doesn't do some awesome graphics, but Gen X and Chivo, with a week to prepare, dude, it would be sick.
They would have freaking memes of the yin yang.
Yeah, they'd have freaking sharks with lasers.
I imagine they'll probably have me dancing to the slushy theme there as well in a GIF.
No, what happened to the?
I'm surprised. Yeah, between that GIF, I'm surprised they didn't already make. I'm surprised Gen X didn't already make a GIF of me like dancing around to that. I mean, they're always on top of that shit. I'm sure it'll happen. I've been watching my Twitter expecting it, and Gen X, you've been drinking too much of that Northwest crapple, man. Like, you're slow.
Yeah. The other thing too is March 28th is the widely and apparently world popular Brent Burns Chia Pet Night, which is taken on a whole thing by storm. You better get there early because you don't get it handed out. It's a special ticket offer. So season ticket holders and Shark Pack holders, you're screwed. Yeah.
So what you're saying is that they'll actually sell out a game, because I think people actually want that.
Hold on. So in other words, the 365 benefits don't kick in until next season, I guess.
Pretty much.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
I did see a few people that were rather upset of having to wait in line for a blanket.
I mean, and we already touched on this, but the season ticket holder benefits is like, it's about time you actually had, any benefits for season ticket holders. Just saying, as a former season ticket holder, Sharks.
Yeah. I don't know if we talked about it, and I don't care if it pisses off Gen X. Did you see what the Giants were giving away to their season ticket holders? Like a autographed, a bat autographed by Matt Duffy. Could you imagine if they gave away a stick or autographed by Tomas Hertl or Logan Couture or something to every?
Tierney.
Huh?
Tierney.
Yeah, or Tierney or something. I mean, but like a stick autographed by one of the. I mean, dude, that would be huge. So just putting it out there.
Well, that could be all part of the redefined season tickets 10 years from now.
Yeah.
For the new building, apparently. We should say farewell and happy trails, apparently, even though I thought you already did it. Happy retirement to Scott Hannon, formerly known as Tire Fire 2015 on this program.
Thank you, Chris.
Happy trails to the corpse of Scott Hannon.
He won't be missed. With that, we're going to get out of here. Although, AJ, you said Kurz is dropping Twitter bombs right now?
Oh, just he's just messing with a couple people. This is actually pointed out by our buddy Hockey Jerk. Somebody had tweeted him, "Your reporting makes me want to die," and he retweeted it. Well, don't let me stop you. So he's just, why Kurz interacts with some of those guys, I'll never know. Like, just let it roll. Just why respond? But either way.
Well, seriously, how many times have you mentioned those guys' names on this program? Just saying. You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, yeah, but the thing is, I'm not a professional. I do this for the fuck of it.
I told you about the time I got a DM from someone, not going to say the name of who basically told me like if I want to work in media, I need to be, well, I'll boil it down to what they said, more PC. I'm like, bitch, I got a job.
Well, yeah,
I'm
you
just
want
doing
to
this
pay
for
me?
fun,
Yeah,
okay?
you want to pay me? Sure.
Like, yeah, if someone wants to pay me to do this, like as much as I make now doing software, sure, but no, I do this for fun, man. I don't care.
We're getting into one of those conversations that is better for off air, so let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah,
We're
exactly. Yeah, let's
passionate,
get
and,
into the green room and shoot the shit there. Sorry,
Yeah.
all you won't get to see it.
Yeah,
Sharks lose.
hopefully we don't leave the button on.
The Sharks lose 4-3 to the Colorado Avalanche. They will play Friday night, 7:30 at home against Buffalo. We will be back for you on that one. And until then, for AJ Strong, Chris GWS, Gentry Alexander, thank you for staying up late. You and I both have early days in the morning. I am Eric. Make sure you subscribe down below. Make sure you go to pucknology.net. Hope to see you not this Saturday, but the following Saturday on March 5th for the tweet up. And until then, keep it real, keep it fresh, keep it real fresh. Good night.